Hello, and welcome to my channel and the podcast. If you're listening to it on the podcast, I appreciate you so much, and I am so happy that you're here. If you are watching this on YouTube and you happen to notice me looking this direction, it's because I am looking at notes to make sure I stay on task because I tend to ramble. There is one thing, one really big elephant in the room when it comes to goal setting. And we are going to talk about that today. The big elephant in the room is that we all tend to overcomplicate things when it comes to goal setting. Oh my gosh, that's bad. Okay, I don't know how this reading thing is going to work, but we're gonna try to figure it out, because I know me, when I watch people and their glasses are doing the reflection thing, it's terrible and I can't handle it. So distracting. Anyway, when I do goal setting, or used to do goal setting, I used to try to make it so big, and I felt like I needed to be doing all of these things and setting all of these goals, and what I really needed to be doing was focusing on a few key things. And it always left me feeling extremely overwhelmed at the end of my goal setting experience, because I'm like, how in the world am I going to make this happen? And so today I want to break down for you how you can keep from getting overwhelmed, ending up in overwhelmed city, and I want to help you break down your goals even further, even faster, and accomplish those things. So personally, I do a hybrid system. I write everything down on paper to begin with, because there is a massive amount of power in writing down your goals on a piece of paper. And then after I have done like the main parts of every goal, then I put it onto the computer and I start to dissect those things out. Okay. The idea here is that we are going to keep this super duper simple. There is an acronym called KISS, and it was originally started in the Navy, so the original concept was keep it simple, stupid, because the military does not care about your feelings, but I care, and I also don't like being called stupid, so I have changed it to keep it super simple. We don't need to do SMART goals, and I'll go into that in a minute. We don't need to do anything extravagant. And in fact, you really don't even have to have multiple goals. If you want to do that and it doesn't overwhelm you, then by all means, do it. Make it happen for yourself. But for me personally, trying to do SMART goals, trying to make it super complicated and feel more, what's the word? Bigger than it needs to be, or more excessive than it needs to be, feels really bad. And some of that is mindset stuff. So I have taken a new approach to things. When I don't necessarily meet my goals in the time frame that I thought I was going to, I look at it from the perspective of how close did I get. So I'm setting financial goals for myself. How close did I get? Not how badly did I fail, but how close did I get? And that little massive shift in perspective is huge and will do wonders for you. The other thing that I have done is I've scrapped SMART goals. So what are SMART goals, for those of you who don't know? SMART goals stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based, or time-sensitive. I told you I'm kind of blind and it's way over here. So why is that bad? If it works for you and it doesn't make things more intense or ridiculous for you or stressful or cause anxiety, by all means, do that. But I only plan, I have a big, huge goal, and then I have a goal for the year, and then I have quarterly goals, and I really break down those quarterly goals. And with the idea that I already know that I'm only planning for the quarter, so I, 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 I don't need the time-based thing. And on top of that, when you have something like a big, massive, huge goal, guess what? It's really hard to put a time frame on that. My big, massive goal is to work with homeless families, in particular abused women, either because of sexual abuse or physical abuse, and make them tiny homes and give them a place that's safe, that's their own, to sleep in with their kids. And for me personally, that's really close to home, and it's really, really important to me. But I cannot put a time frame on that because there are a lot of things that have to line up in order for me to be able to start that process. I have to get an LLC. I have to find people who are willing to do it with me, who want to do this kind of work. And quite frankly, I have a lot of other things to do. And until I can pay the bills in my home, because I don't plan on taking any money whatsoever from that endeavor, it's literally just a passion project. Until I can pay all the bills from the house, I can't even begin to think about that one. But it is there. There's another goal that I have that's a little more time sensitive and a little more intense. I want to be able to take over at least half, if not 3/4 of our monthly bills, so that my husband could go to school or start doing some of his own passion projects. And that would be lovely. And that's a huge goal of mine, a huge, huge financial goal of mine. So those two things don't really have a time frame on them. It's just like, this is the thing I want to do with my life at some point. Now, I have these glasses on. I'm so sorry. I really cannot see that. So the idea is that we are going to create a big, huge goal, a goal that is bigger than ourselves, right? A goal that is bigger than you and me and everyone around us. And then we are going to have a really specific goal for the year, whether it be in your business, whether it be in your personal life. That's the other thing I want to say, is that I used to come up with like 7 goals. That was my goal, was to have 7 goals. And like, really, you don't need all that. Like, maybe you have a personal goal, maybe, and a business goal, and like maybe 1 or 2 others if you a fitness and health goal or something like that. But you don't, the more goals you put in here, the more complicated everything gets, and the more stress you are putting on yourself, and pressure, really, more than anything. So I think it's really okay to keep it really, really simple and say, here's my relationship goal, here is my business goal, and or even a family goal. You know, like, here are the 3 things that I really want to focus on this year, and here are the ways that I'm going to get there. And then once you put it on a system like Trello or ClickUp or, you know, even Google Docs, then you can break it down. So the other thing that I really want to point out is that you want to make sure that your goals are visible somewhere. I just recently got some $2 frames from IKEA, and they're little. I'm going to have my goals printed out in some really pretty paper, and I'm going to plaster them in there, and I'm going to put them on the wall right by my desk. so that every single day I'm looking at those goals. Every single day I'm seeing them. And I just came up with a new idea. I haven't put this in practice, but I really believe that it will work. I personally am a paper to-do list person. I need to see it on paper. I need to be able to cross that thing off. And I need to be able to take it with me all over the house and have it right next to me so that I can have a window open and have something next to me at the same time. So here's what you do. You write out your goals on paper, literally the big part of the goal, like the actual name, and you can create the to-do list or the brain dump under that goal if you want, or you cannot. You write it out, and then you move it online, and that's where all of the subtasks and the things that have to happen in order for this goal to work go. And then I would do a brain dump directly after, so that you can get all of that stuff out of your head and onto a piece of paper or onto a computer system, something of that nature, and really get it out of your body, so that you can start fresh. Welcome to the fourth quarter, right? And then what you're going to do after you do this is then you're going to start separating those things out. You're going to start figuring out what needs to go where and what you need to be doing. And then that's when you make your to-do list for the day. So you're still pulling up, right? You're still pulling up your goals and seeing them every day or the day before or whatever, but you're looking at them to make out your to-do list based on the goals. The fact that you're touching base with them every single day is something really, really key, and it's something that you need to be doing every day, looking at your goals every day, finding 4 things out of that's going to move the needle toward your goal. 4 things every day that are going to get you closer to getting those goals accomplished. Okay? This is huge. Huge. I said huge way too many times now. I feel like Trump. Okay, huge. Make sure that everything that you're doing outside of what you're doing for your family, outside of what you're doing for your personal life and your personal self, is getting you toward that goal, right? Obviously, we have to eat, we have to shower, we have to do all of those things. But the 4 things that you do in a day need to be goal oriented things. And you can set this up however you want. You could say 4 days a week, I'm going to do 4 things that are going to get me toward my goal. You can say 7 days a week, though I really think that you should take some days off. Take a break. You're going to need it. 5 days a week if you're into that, 4 days a week, whatever. But you need to kind of set a schedule for yourself to figure out, here's when I'm going to do things, here's how I'm going to do them, and here's what I'm going to do. And then be consistent with that. I was doing really well at consistency with regards to my Instagram and sketching ahead, and I fell off the wagon the last 2 weeks. After my birthday, we got a cat, and I have not been sleeping well. And then school stuff has been intense for the kid. So like I'm off my wagon. And I can seriously tell a difference. I was having regular discovery calls. I was having regular conversations. I was getting new clients. And yet here we are, and I'm not doing that anymore. And it's because I fell off the wagon for a week and a half to 2 weeks, and it was just sprinkled posts throughout that time. So my point here is that you want, and I was doing a little bit of shifting and really getting focused on what it was that I was looking for and what I was trying to do. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, but you need to get back on the bus at some point. You know what I mean? Get back on the bike, and get back into the routine. And that's going to be key for you. So I hope this was helpful. I have a little goal setting sheet for in Google Drive. You can make a copy. I'll leave a link in the description below to get that. And if you would like it, I would love to connect with you and have a conversation. If you are looking for somebody to help you with your goal setting, I do this. This is a huge part of what is in the CEO intensive. We can do this particular quarter only. I'm doing a quarter-based option as well. So if this is something that you are interested in, let me know and we can get on a call and figure out if it's a good fit for everyone. We do a ton of things on that call. Or on the actual, during the CEO intensive, we look at your past numbers, we plan out your content, we do your goal setting, we do analytics for each month. So there's a lot that goes into that. Strategy, the whole nine. So I would love to have a conversation with you about that if this is something that you're interested in, and I'll talk to y'all later. See ya. Bye.